Happy Friday, guys. Please follow along with Coach Eric on Zoom at 7 a.m. or if you want to come to class, we're going to be bench pressing today and working on pistols, and then we've got a couple of dumbbell and core finishers. So for the warm-up, we're going to go 45 seconds on, 15-second transition. You're going to start with your box crawling. So this is where hands are going to be underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, and then I'm just going to crawl to my right and reverse to my side and then forward. So I'll set up with the knees up off the ground. I'll take a few steps to the right, a few steps in reverse, a few steps to the left, and then back up to the top. And I'll just keep repeating that pattern. If you need to scale, just drop the knees to the ground and crawl with the knees on the ground. Next, we're going to go alternating forward lunges. So ideally, we'll have a seam that's going to bisect us. We're going to stay nice and tall with the chest. We're going to go down, back knee is going to kiss the ground. We'll push off the front leg, back to standing. At the halfway point, I'm going to have you switch to a reverse lunge. Same idea though, back knee is going to kiss the ground, chest stays tall, and then I'm still pushing off that front leg to come back to standing. Next, we're going to go pistols or a scaling option. So for our pistols, these are our one-legged squats. So basically I'm going to step into my left leg pistol, and then I like to hold on to the toes of my right leg so that my right leg doesn't touch the ground. For scaling options, what you can do is set up with a toe spot. So my right leg is going to just help spot my left leg, providing as little assistance as possible. I'm going to go down, hips below the knees, and then stand. So from the front, it should look just like if I were air squatting, except I've got one foot on the toe, and I'm using the majority of my left leg to come up out of the bottom. Other scaling options we have would be a foot wrap. So I'm going to take my right leg, I'm going to wrap it around my calf. So the important thing here is I don't want my right leg to be touching the ground at all. So this makes it a harder version than the toe spot. So I'm going to wrap around the back of my leg and then stand all the way at the top. If you want to increase the challenge for the pistols, you can hold a kettlebell or dumbbell in a goblet position and then perform your pistols. For our next movement, these are going to be our up-downs. So these are just like our burpee, except we're not touching the ground, we're not jumping and clapping. Instead, I'm going to jump to a plank and then stand. For at the halfway point, I'm going to have you switch to a burpee. So chest and thighs are going to touch, jump and clap at the top. Next, we're going to get into our dumbbell work. So you're going to grab a dumbbell or kettlebell and perform power snatches. So on this version, what I want you to do is actually work on having, instead of the zip the coat, which is fine, you can do it that way, but since we're going to be doing devil presses, it's going to work a little bit better to have the elbow a little bent and the arm to be going up this way. We don't want to keep the arm totally straight and locked out, but just a slight bend and then a lockout overhead. So both heads are going to touch the ground, and then I'm going to bend the elbow and straighten out. Next we're going to do is alternating devil press. So in this case, what we're going to do is combine those burpees with our power snatches. So I'm going to have the dumbbell just off center a little bit, so it's going to be in my right hand, my left hand's going to go down the ground. Chest and thighs need to touch, and then I'm going to jump up, snatch the weight overhead. So you'll notice I kind of hike it between my legs, and that's to get a little more momentum to be able to really snatch that weight overhead. As I come back down, I put it towards my left hand. So I'm going to alternate, hike, and then snatch out overhead. For our next movement, we're going to work on our straight leg sit-ups. So this is really making the movement a little bit harder, because you're not using your hip flexors at all. It really is all from the core. You're going to go back, touch the shoulders, and then come up, touch all the way to the toes. So this also is going to require some hamstring flexibility. Just make sure shoulders touch, use those arms as leverage, come up and touch the toes. And then our last movement is our alternating dumbbell or kettlebell rotational thruster. So in this case, I'm going to squat and then rotate. So if the weight's in my right hand, I'm going to rotate to my left and press out overhead. So I'm going to start by cleaning the weight up, squat, and then rotate and press. I'll switch hands, and then I'm going to tap the ground. I'll squat, rotate, and press. So notice that as I press, my left heel is off the ground as my left arm is straight up overhead. So that's my finish. I'll come down, switch arms, tap, squat, rotational press. So basically getting, it's kind of a cluster, you're getting a clean in there as well each time, just added bonus. So for today, we're gonna have a little bit of a strength and skill portion. So we're gonna go 40 seconds on, 20-second transition, 6 alternating rounds of floor presses and pistols. And I'll demo these in a second. For those of you that are gonna be at the gym, you're gonna have 12 minutes to bench press with the barbell and then work in some pistols. So for those of you that are gonna be following along at home, each floor press has slightly different variations with your dumbbells or kettlebells. To make all of these harder, you can hold a glute bridge. So what that means is I'm squeezing my butt, pressing my hips up to the sky, and I'm holding that position while I'm pressing. Okay, so it makes it a little bit more full body. Our first one is going to be both arms pressing. So again, if I want to make it harder, I'll squeeze the butt, and then I'm just gonna press, triceps touch the ground, or I can be here. Next, what we're gonna do is the right arm is gonna press while the left arm holds up overhead. So I've got a static hold with the left arm, I'm pressing with the right. Next time through, I'm gonna hold the right arm statically, press with the left. And in between each of these, you're alternating right leg pistols and left leg pistols. So our next one is going to be our alternating arms. So in this case, I'm gonna press with the right, come down, switch to the left. My next one is going to be a negative. So I'm gonna press out overhead, and then I'm gonna slowly lower down for 3 seconds, and then I'll press right back up. So 1, 2, 3, press. And then our last one is gonna have 3 pauses on the way down. So I'm gonna come down, pause, hold, pause, hold, down, shoot back up. So I'm just holding for about a second as I come down. And then for your pistol work, you can do any of the variations that I went over, like the toe spot, the foot wrap, if you're making a harder hold a weight. All right, so our last section is going to be our 2 climb the ladders. So these are each 7 minutes long. You're gonna climb the ladder by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, keep adding 2 reps. We're gonna go alternating, dumbbell or kettlebell devil press, 50 pounds for the guys, 35 pounds for the ladies is the RX. We're gonna pair that with our straight leg sit-ups. RX plus would be 60 pounds for the guys, 40 for the ladies, and if you have access to a GHD, use that. RX plus, 70 pounds for the guys, 50 pounds for the ladies. You'll have a 3-minute rest, and then you'll go into your next climb the ladder, which will be those alternating rotational thrusters. And then the same sit-ups and weights for RX plus, and plus. If you, for your scoring, guys, you're gonna look to see what round you finished your reps. So let's say you got through the devil presses and the sit-ups, 10 of each, then your score is gonna be 60. If you got 10 of each, plus you still had time to get in 2 devil presses, then your score is 62. So be sure to put that in the comments and in Zen Planner, and then also note what weight you used. Same applies for the second workout as well, same scoring. And then lastly, for our daily mobility, you can follow along with Coach Eric on Zoom, or if you want to foam roll, I would hit the shoulders, the triceps, the glutes, and the quads today. Guys, I hope you have fun with this. Be sure to choose a weight that you can get into that round of 8 unbroken with. All right, we don't want to be doing just 1 or 2 reps at a time. That's really going to take too long. So make sure you scale to the appropriate weight. Be sure to put in the comments your score, and if you have any questions, please let me know. With this, guys, today, I hope you enjoy it. Move well. Good luck.